It's Nick Ross and Fiona Bruce with Crimewatch.
2 Yorkshire beauty spots, 9 years apart, 1 serial attacker, and 60 minutes with your help to catch up with him.
Hello and welcome to Crimewatch live and on the hottest night of the year.
And we've some cold cases as well as some new ones, but there's a common theme tonight and no two ways about it. We're on the side of women and on the trail of men who can't control themselves.
Take a look at these faces. Men who've attacked women recently, and all of them are still at large. We're going to show you what they've done. And if you recognise any of them, call us now on 0500 600 600. We have 40 experienced detectives all here to take your calls, and between them, they know these cases inside out. We'll bring you the results as we get them.
We start with a man who has previous, in fact, serious previous. The last time Crimewatch looked for him, John Major was barely out of government. This serial attacker, here he is, he's gone 9 years undetected, but tonight the chances of catching him have ratcheted up thanks to DNA and thanks to the decisive action of a mum out walking her dog on a famous Yorkshire moor.
Outskirts of Leeds, about 12 miles from the city centre. Down below you can see the town of Ilkley and one of the great landmarks of Yorkshire, Ilkley Moor, which is a real paradise for dog walkers in the area.
It was about 3:30 on a Monday afternoon. I just got enough time to do the usual walk I did, if I did it quite briskly.
She was walking on the path which you can see runs at the side of the reservoir, and she was walking at a fair pace because she knew she had to get back for the school run.
Come on, then. Come on, then. Go. Go on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Lily. We haven't got time for that. Come on. Good girl. That's it. Good girl. Come on.
It was in that clearing there where she actually first saw the man.
That's it, come on. That's it. Come on then. You've got a lot of energy today, haven't you?
Playful little thing, isn't he?
Yeah, too playful. Lily, come on.
Straight away, I knew something wasn't right.
Lily.
He had no dog with him. He wasn't a jogger or a cyclist, no walking boots on.
Lily, come on.
I'd never seen him before, and I didn't like the way he was looking at me.
Come on, we've got to get going. Come on, come on. What are you doing?
I got hold of the blade with my hand and managed to stop him cutting my throat. I got a strength from I don't know where, and I pulled like mad. At one point I thought, I've got the knife! But I hadn't. The blade, thank God, had come out of the handle. He then started to punch me with the handle, so I started to stab him with the blade. But I could see I was not getting anywhere. It was as if he was hitting a piece of wood with a hammer that was about as emotional as that when he was thumping his fist into my skull.
Well, what do you want? I've got a watch. Have my watch.
I don't want your watch.
At that point, to stop me screaming, he pushed the knife handle hard into my mouth, and that really hurt. And it didn't stop him thumping me with his fists either. And it was just the most screaming agony that I've ever felt. could feel something going round my neck. And I thought, I'm dying now, because the white clouds came. I thought, I'm going to die. And I'm never going to see anybody again.
I want the police.
It seems that the man had dragged her into some nearby ferns and left her literally for dead.
Hello.
The next thing I knew, I hadn't died. I was lying down on my back and I thought, God, thank God it was a dream. And then I thought, it wasn't a dream. The next thing I thought, my daughter, I'm supposed to have collected her. What time is it? And I still had my watch and I looked and it was 25 to 5. I thought, oh my God, I must have been out for 25 minutes or so.
She is very lucky to be alive. The level of violence he was against her was just incredible. He seemed very comfortable using that amount of violence. Now, we know from a number of people in the area that he was here earlier that same day, possibly even the day before. But it hasn't disappeared without trace. We've got his DNA, and that tells a whole new story.
This is the crime sample from the attacker on the moor. We've obtained a DNA profile from this sample now, which is essentially a series of 20 numbers. We've checked the profile against the National DNA database, and much to our surprise, it generated a match. His number has come up before, 9 years ago.
Now, this was a real breakthrough for us. The DNA match showed that this man had attacked before in 1997 when he raped a 16-year-old girl at a beauty spot not far from here. We were able to get that on Crimewatch. The girl who was attacked then hasn't spoken publicly about what happened until now.
There's loads of tadpoles in here. Look, over there.
Oh, yeah.
I remember it was a really hot day. My brother had been building a pond. I'd been helping him. And he wanted to get some frogs and tadpoles to put in it. So I told him I'd take him to the valley.
We're up here now, Tom. Come on. Oh, just a few more tadpoles, please.
We were just getting our stuff ready to go. And the man approached us and asked if we caught anything.
Have you caught out yet?
Just a few frogs and toads. Well, we've caught one frog and one toad.
And next thing I knew, I had his arm round my neck with a knife to my throat.
Don't shout her out. Just do as you're told.
Do you want me to pull them back?
No, just walk.
It was this point that he raped me. And my brother was just lying inches away, face down. It horrifies me after 9 years, that he's still out there. Makes me feel angry. Why? Why has he done it again?
We know that he's committed 2 crimes over a 9-year period. It may well be, and the chances are he's committed more crimes in the past. He's shown that he can't stop himself. We've got to catch him.
We have, Paul, and particularly after the ordeal those women have gone through, you know, just making the appeal. But you've got such a wealth of information, not least 2 EFITs.
That's right, we know he's the same man, and he's quite distinctive in his appearance.
And they look a little different to people who aren't familiar with EFITs, but actually the major features are identical. And of course, you know it's the same man because of the DNA.
That's right. Now, he quite distinctively has some features to his face which we believe he'll be recognised on. He has a skin-coloured mole, a blemish or a mark just above his lip, and he also has a very weathered, wrinkled complexion, something distinctive about his skin.
Sort of weather-beaten or
That's right.
psoriasis or something like that. But could that have been a cold sore on his lip?
It could have been. It could be anything, but there's something, a skin-coloured mark of some kind that sits above his lip.
He's 5'9", he's fairly athletic, he's medium build, he's 38, 40, something like that. Now the knife, this is in an exhibit container, but let me show you, this is the actual knife that was used. The blade, that's not discoloured by anything you've done. It was always that colour. It suggests it's migrated from the kitchen into a toolbox or something like that. This has been discoloured. It was originally this sort of that sort of colour. Here's the original we can show you. That's the original from there. Somebody might just conceivably have seen that. The violence was so profound in this, as you said in the reconstruction. It's as though perfectly normal to him.
It's unbelievable. The victim who was attacked, particularly in Ilkley Moor, says it was very calm, very collected when he was inflicting such violence upon her.
So other women may have been attacked by him, or he might have been in a relationship or a series of relationships which are abusive.
We're not withholding the fact that he could be from a normal household. He could have a relationship, he could have a wife, he could have children. He may lead a normal life, but we know he's capable of being violent. It's likely he's been violent, possibly in a relationship before. And
he's got a local accent. I mean, look, the one 9 years ago, that was in Primrose Valley, sort of east of Leeds. This latest one, 26th of June, that was in Ilkley Moor, maybe 20 miles difference. But he's obviously either local, or been to school there, or worked there, or there's something that really binds him for this area.
He's got some connection. It may be a connection from the past, from his childhood perhaps. The connection may be social, maybe family, it may be that he's lived in those areas before. We're keeping an open mind on what those connections could be.
OK, so if you know anybody who has strong connections in that area, who looks anything like this or like this, who's about 5'9", 40, particularly if you find them violent in any way, if you've been in any violent relationships, if anybody's attacked you haven't reported it, it's really important you report it tonight. Just give us a call. Those two locations, they're so key. Primrose Valley, that's Holton, and the reservoir area of Ilkley Moor. Can you link the man we've described to those? We see time and time again, of course, how people who are close to someone who's attacked anyone like this find it emotionally, intellectually difficult to put two and two together and accept it's somebody they know. Please, that if you do have any suspicions at all, we've got the DNA, easy to eliminate. Please, we're looking forward to your calls. Ring us here, 0500 600 600, and as well as all these detectives here, there's plenty more at the incident room. That's another free phone number, 0800 318 001. Details of those numbers and this case, and indeed all other cases tonight, are on our website, bbc.co.uk crime.
Now, this is another attacker we're inching closer to. I say inching because his height could be what does for him. In February, we showed how a young woman walking home through a churchyard in Egham in Surrey was attacked by a man with a hammer in a carrier bag.
I'm not going to rape you. I just want to see your knickers.
No!
The attack may have been witnessed by a man with a bike, and we're keen to trace him. The victim's sure this is her attacker, complete with carrier bag, seen walking past shops opposite the church just before the assault. We got a lot of good calls on the night, but we can now narrow the appeal for this man because experts have been able to pin down his height. He's 5'8". What we need now is a name. Please, if you know something, call us, or you can call Crime Stoppers anonymously if you want to on 0800 555 111.
Still to come tonight, one of our most puzzling crime scenes that we've ever encountered, certainly encountered by the seasoned detectives who were called out to it. The crime was the murder of a shopkeeper. It wasn't that the scene lacked clues that made it so mysterious, it was full of them. There was a white shoelace tied almost ceremonially around the victim's neck. There were bags of rice laid out carefully on the body. Was this some sort of ritual or what? We'll show you more shortly. Maybe you can help unravel the mystery. Meanwhile, Detective Sergeant Jane Corrigan and Detective Constable Rav Wilding have the stories behind some wanted faces.
Mark William Turner's wanted for raping and assaulting an 11-year-old girl over a period of 2 years. He failed to turn up for his trial in Birmingham last year and hasn't been seen since. Born in Salisbury, Turner's 41 years old and has family in Bristol and Devon. He's taken jobs before in telesales and recruitment.
Edward Cash, also known as James Berry, is wanted in connection with 8 distraction burglaries at the homes of elderly residents in South Yorkshire and Worcestershire. At one old lady's home, he conned his way in, threatened to beat her with her own stick and stole her life savings, and an elderly man died shortly after Cash burgled his home. He has connections in London, Sussex, Essex, Liverpool and Wales, and we think he's on the run with his mum, Anne Cash. Seen them?
EastEnder Tony Knightley ran one of the UK's largest amphetamine factories in the 90s. When 70 grand's worth of drugs money turned up hidden in a deposit box, he was further accused of money laundering. But he did a runner during his trial and got 4 years in his absence. His last known address was in Limehouse, and he has close family ties in London's East End.
Portuguese Julio Martin Paes is wanted in connection with the attempted murder of his estranged wife in February. He forced his way into her car and stabbed her in the chest and thigh as she drove. He was last seen in the car on the A13 in East London. He's also known as Neon Paes, and Julio Jr. speaks fluent English and Spanish and works as an interpreter.
So if you come across him or any of these wanted faces, then please give us a call in the studio. 0500 600 600.
And keep your calls coming in on the Yorkshire rapist we started with. Remember, he favoured beauty spots where he could ambush his victims. Well, here's another serial offender who looks to be a creature of habit. So far, he seems to have kept his attacks to midsummer, in fact, just around now. But when his DNA was matched from one in Shrewsbury to one a year later in Chester, detectives from both forces started comparing notes.
It certainly looks like we've got the same bloke, from what you said.
He must know the area of around Chester, because he's asked for a specific address, asked for confirmation of a specific address.
Yeah. I'd say the same about Shrewsbury. He knows Shrewsbury. He must know Shrewsbury. For where this attack's taken place, you'd have to know the area. Ours is definitely a white guy.
Yeah, same.
And it was light skin rather than tanned.
Just a slim build, age range, late teens, mid-20s. He's got dark, thick eyebrows. We've got a smell of alcohol on his breath.
Yeah.
Smell of stale tobacco on his clothing. Was a weapon used?
No weapons. It just seems to have been a grab to start with, and then he's pushed our victim to the ground.
Calm and control throughout has been the description. Whispering instructions, which is quite sinister.
She didn't know what was going to happen.
I was due for another 12-hour shift in the morning, so I just wanted to make myself comfortable and, get ready for the next day. So I just basically did a bit of my assignment and got to sleep early, about 10:30ish. The next thing I remember was being disturbed. Being a student accommodation, it didn't click at all that it was a threat, so I don't know, I just was quite curious and thought, well, they might go in a minute, I can get back to sleep again.
Hello? Can I help you?
Is this 14 Cheney Road?
No, this is 15.
Oh, sorry. Wrong house.
And I thought, well, hang on, the guy's a complete stranger, And I thought, oh no, what are you doing? And then my first thing was run to the door and put the lock on the door. And then before I know it, the door burst open and I just have this image of this guy running to me. I mean, it'll never leave me. It's just this darkened silhouette of someone running to me.
Shut up. Shut up.
What do you want?
I'm not going to hurt you.
At one point I just thought, look, do what you have to do as long as you don't hurt me. There's one point where he'd to keep me on the floor, he'd put his hand over, or his knee on my neck. And I remember thinking, God, don't let me die here like this.
We can just talk about this, okay? Let's just talk.
I just want to feel you. Let me do what I have to do.
And that's when he, undid his trousers and exposed himself to me. And that's when I realised, yeah, he's going to try and rape me, basically.
Do you like that?
Just get off me and go, please. Just go.
I'll just clean up and go.
His whole demeanour, his whole attitude, you could tell he'd done this before, he'd had experience of it, just because you'd expect someone who'd done this for the first time to be quite put out. The fact, I was fighting with him, It's as if he was either wanting, expecting it, or wasn't too bothered by it. He was quite calm about the whole thing.
DNA shows that the man we're looking for is aspermic, which means he's got no sperm heads and he's likely to be infertile. You may well have seen a doctor about this, or he may well not know about his condition. The DNA has been checked against the database and shows that this guy attacked another girl in the same month the previous year.
I just work in a pub. It's got a children's play area. I work in there. Finished work, I did stay for a drink. And then I left to walk home. That's when I heard footsteps behind. I carried on walking and these footsteps were getting quicker and louder. And then I was just grabbed from the back, pushed to the ground.
I'm asthmatic, let me get my inhaler.
I mean, I thought, was I going to be raped, murdered? Has he got people waiting up at the end of the alleyway?
I've just spoken to my boyfriend, he's at the other end walking up.
Don't look.
I haven't let it ruin my life. I've just taken every day as it comes, really.
Following this attack 2 years ago, the more recent attack is very worrying. This guy is getting bolder. It's obvious that he's got a link between Shrewsbury and Chester. He's got local knowledge of both areas. And the end of July, why is that significant? Where's he been in the 12 months in between? And it could well be that this guy has been involved in other attacks.
It totally consumed me. There's not a single point in the day where I don't think to myself, someone's tried to rape me, or I am a victim.
Russell, it's a terrible ordeal for both those women. You've got DNA, you know it's the same guy.
Yeah.
Description-wise, what have you got to go on?
He's a white male with skin that's not tanned, it's light rather than tanned. He's about 5'7", early to mid-20s. He has got hair which is distinctive, spiky, dark, and the eyebrows are also distinctive. They're described as dark and bushy. He's also got a northern accent.
The fact that you've got DNA means that anyone who rings in with a suspicion tonight, of course, can be eliminated immediately from inquiries. He's azoospermic. I'd say not an expression I hadn't heard before, which means he's infertile. It's possible he doesn't know about that.
No, it's possible.
How is that going to help viewers identify him?
Well, it's possible that people might know somebody that could be suffering from that condition. It can be caused by all sorts of things. It can be caused by cancer treatment, for instance. It can be caused by working in hot temperatures, such as a bakery or a foundry. It could also be caused by things like vasectomies, although that's unlikely with somebody of this age.
So you may have worked in those places, or it's possible a doctor may know.
Indeed.
I mean, he's gone from sexual assault to attempted rape. He's ratcheted it up, and he's got this strange way of doing things. He's got very controlled, calm manner, and he wants to gently stroke or touch the women.
It's quite odd. It just uses enough violence just to control these women, no more. And then when he goes, that's it.
So other women, of course, may recognise that, and if they think they've been attacked by this man, you want to hear from them.
We certainly want to hear from them.
You?
There's going to be people out there who've been attacked by this person.
What do you make of the Shrewsbury-Chester connection?
Well, the places are only 40 miles apart, roughly 40 miles apart. It's quite possible this man has got knowledge of the two areas. He could be visiting, but it's quite possible he's got knowledge of the two areas.
And of course, there's a timing, July.
Yeah.
So where is he the rest of the time? Why does he come back to those points in July?
He could be away. He could be working abroad. He could be a casual worker who's working at the two places during the summer.
OK, well, let's hope we can get him tonight. Please call us here in the studio. If you could put any of those things together, or call the incident room on 01244 615 999. And if you've been a victim of crime, the victim support line is 0845 30 30 900. You might want to give that a call. Now, detectives think there's a very good chance of nailing a rapist in North London and his sidekick, because in this case, we've got faces, haven't we, Jane?
Yes, we do, and we've got names. And this started off as a burglary, but it just went horribly wrong. Two blokes in the bookies. The one with something to laugh about is Rex Mamisi. We think his glum chum on the right is Malik Conte. You'd often see them in the Ladbrokes in Stamford Hill, North London, until it was burgled, and worse. All the punters have left, and the cleaner's left to clean up the mess. Little did she know she'd be left to pick up the pieces of her life. 3 men force their way in, hold her hostage for 2 hours, and threaten to kill her. They can't crack the safe, so they call somebody they think can. They eventually leave, empty-handed, and the cleaner thinks her ordeal is over. But one of them comes back and rapes her. DNA from the rapist matches that of Malik Conte, also known as Khalil. He's 29 and originally from Sierra Leone, and we suspect this is him, again from the bookies earlier that day. And with him, Rex Mamisi, originally from Macedonia. He's wanted for the burglary, he's jumped bail and is on the run. Helen, the cleaner's now left her job, but who knows when she'll get over her ordeal.
No, this had an absolutely terrible impact on the victim. As we've just heard, she was imprisoned for over 2 hours during this ordeal. Her life was threatened repeatedly during that time, and then she was raped.
Let's deal with the burglary first. We've got DNA that connects Rex Memisi.
Yes, we do. We think he may be found in northeast London. He possibly has connections to Kent as well. We know that he frequents bookies regularly. He's also a rider of night buses, which may be a way that people will see him. He also speaks with an East European accent.
But more importantly, we've got DNA from the rape, and that's linked to Malik Conte.
It is. This is the person we really need to find. I hope that someone out there knows where he is and can call us. We know that he also frequents bookies. He's either going to be in northeast London, possibly in Clapham too. We also know that he speaks with a West African accent.
Now, there's a third guy that's already been charged in relation to this offence, but there's a fourth guy we're looking for.
There is a fourth guy. The fourth person was called in by the group when it appeared that they couldn't get into the safe at all, so he joined them later. We're anxious to find this man too. All we know that he was possibly coming from Stratford at that time and that he possibly speaks Arabic. We're looking to get some faces and names for these people, so please call.
Well, if you know where any of these are hiding, call us here or call us on the incident room number 0207 275 4070.
Loads of calls tonight. In fact, I think every phone is busy at the moment. Please persevere if you can't get through. We've got loads of results to tell you about. Incidentally, I think 30 calls nearly so far just on the Yorkshire Moors attacks alone. Now, we can't say this often enough. Thanks to viewers, Crimewatch really gets results, even on notoriously difficult cases like sex crimes. Crimewatch viewers have been directly responsible for the convictions of 13 paedophiles. Now, that's way over half the cases of paedophilia that we've appealed on. And that figure has just improved by another 4 after we helped track down paedophiles in North Wales.
The men systematically abused a 30-year-old girl. They were led by 52-year-old Fred Lawler from Abergele. He'd offered the girl up to 50 different men. Lawler and 10 others were convicted of a catalogue of offences.
Our aim was to identify 6 men filmed with the girl by Lawler himself. Within 48 hours of our programme, 4 had been arrested and charged. They've all now been convicted.
Gary Vaughan Lloyd, a mature psychology student from Wrexham, handed himself in after a friend told him, "Your brother was on Crimewatch last night. He got 3 years and 3 months.
Michael John Kenny, a financial advisor from Grunant near Prestatyn, watched the programme with his wife. Next day, she drove him to the police station. He got 1 year and 9 months.
Alan Colclough, general manager of a publishing company, was named by 4 separate callers on the night. He was arrested the following morning in Rhyl. He'll serve 2 3/4 years.
And Raymond Austin Fuchs, who's unemployed from Colwyn Bay, he saw himself in Crimewatch publicity, the local paper. He gave himself up. He also got 2 3/4 years.
Now, the judge praised us for our help, but we're still looking for these 2 abusers of that young girl. Look, they seem a bit more camera shy, but take a closer look at them. There's enough here, surely. If you know either of them, don't hesitate, call us now.
Results on another case now, when a 14-year-old girl was subjected to sexual advances by an older man. Worcester police quickly charged Andrew Hall and a trial date was set. But what happened then was an appalling attempt to pervert the course of justice. First, the girl's mum was attacked. To intimidate her and her daughter, a couple then, who claimed to be detectives, came to the house, threatened to inject the girl with heroin unless the charges were dropped and they left town. Well, the 2 did leave town, but under police protection.
Shortly after the programme, we got names. Andrew Hall's sister, Alison, and Joseph Samuel were the police impersonators. She got 4 years, he got 5. As for Andrew Hall, he got 7.5 years.
From results to some progress, you know the case of Sally Ann Bowman, who was sexually assaulted and stabbed to death in her driveway in Croydon in South London last September. It's a case we featured twice on Crimewatch. You may have seen in the news that a 35-year-old chef, a guy with no fixed abode, has been charged with her murder. His name is Mark Dixie. He's due in court in October, and he's also accused of indecent assault and one offence of outraging public decency in 2001.
Last month we asked you to identify someone suspected of sexually assaulting a woman in a Watford car park. We had a flood of calls. Next morning, Daniel James McNulty went into the town's police station and said he'd recognised himself on Crimewatch. He's been charged. He'll appear in court later this year.
Last month we tried to find Harry Contier, who's suspected of conning people out of money but claiming to be a vicar. He was also wanted on suspicion of rape. We took 30 calls. Next day, Contier was arrested. He's now in custody.
79-year-old ex-police officer Maurice Martin disturbed 2 burglars at his home in East Sussex. Punched to the ground, left with a broken hip. He died 4 months later. His son came in to speak for his dad. As a direct result, a 25-year-old man's been arrested. But here's an EFIT of a man police are still looking for. Call us if you know anything about the burglary that led to Maurice Martin's death.
Last December, a jeweller was hit with a dumbbell, and that's what it did to his head. He was then robbed by 2 men near his doorstep in Sparkbrook in Birmingham. A caller rang with some really good information and promised to visit the police station, but he never did. Now, if that was you, and if you still want to help, you still can, please do. Call us here, or call West Midlands Police on 0121 606 7829.
And last month we tried to find the gang who raped 3 teenage girls at Appleby Horse Fair in Cumbria.
You guys stay there.
Wait for me. Don't leave me.
Hold on a minute, where's she going? No, where's she going?
Why did they do it? Why me? It's a horrible thing to do.
We got well over 100 calls on that case with some really significant information. I can't tell you anything more about the investigation except that it has very definitely moved on. Fingers crossed, we'll be able to tell you a lot more about it next time.
Well, time, they say, is a healer, but you won't find much evidence of that in the faces of the mother and sister of Junior Ferdinand Ogie. The 2 women are beginning to cope with his murder a year ago last Saturday, but what still hurts is knowing that when Junior was gunned down in broad daylight, more than 20 witnesses, many of them so-called friends of his, saw who did it, but have said nothing. And this is what those women have to say to them.
I've never been to a funeral before, and let alone be the first funeral I ever go to is my younger brother's. He was only 20. I miss him too much. The pain's too much.
There's no day I don't miss my son, the only son I have. There's no single day of my life I don't cry for my son. They know who did this to my son. They know it. They know it. And I want them to please find it in their heart to go to police and tell police what they know of that day.
I know obviously there's a culture out there where people say it's not good to talk to the police, it's not good to be known as an informer. I can understand where they're coming from a bit, but I'm not talking about taking another person's life, because that's the ultimate thing that you can do to somebody, and there's no coming back from that.
If you are there, you were there the day this thing happened, I'm talking to you right now, to please look at me, see what I'm going through with my children. Do the right thing. I'm begging you to please help me, because this is torture. I'm going through torture. I'm going through torture every day of my life.
It's really, really hard, knowing that he's never coming back again.
Well, Detective Superintendent Neil Basu, Junior's mother and sister are torn apart by this. It's there for everyone to see. Let's say at the beginning, Junior was no angel. You've been in trouble with the police before, haven't you?
Yes, he had. I mean, he had just been released from prison and he'd been involved with drugs previously, but this wasn't about crime, and it wasn't about any crime he was involved in. This was an argument between friends that was settled with a bullet. Now, I don't think the decent people of the South Kilburn estate want to see arguments in their community settled that way. Murder in broad daylight.
And there are some 15 or 20 people who saw that murder. So what you're after tonight is I mean, you know who did it, as far as you're concerned.
Yes.
What you want is someone to testify.
Yes. I don't need people ringing in anonymously telling me who the suspect is. I know who he is, I know where he is. I just cannot extradite him without a witness who will testify in court.
Well, let's just jog people's memories and remind us of what the killer was wearing.
Yes, we know earlier on in the day he was wearing all black clothing, a black baseball cap, a black string vest, black training bottoms and black trainers. He also had a black hoodie on. He's a black male, 20 years old, 6 foot with slim build.
Now, this has proved to be a difficult case. I mean, as Junior's sister said there's a culture of not talking to police and not grassing,
Yes.
isn't there?
And we understand that. I mean, Trident are experts in dealing with gun crime within the black community, and it's common. People do not want to be seen as informers, but you're not doing this to help the police. It's frustrating for me, but it's devastating for the family. Look at the pictures of the family. Please do this for the family.
What might encourage them, if that isn't enough, there's a £20,000 reward, substantial reward.
Yes.
And you are experts in Operation Trident at providing witness protection for people, aren't you?
Yes. I mean, from the moment that anyone calls in with their name, we can protect their identity. We can do that right the way through the legal process, and if the situation demands it, we can change your name and relocate you.
OK, Neil, thanks very much. Well, look, call us here in the studio if you don't want to help Neil and his fellow detectives to help Junior's mother and sister, or call the incident room on 0208 733 4704.
Development can tell you about from last month's reconstruction of the killing of Andrew Jones. Andrew was the Liverpool lad. The case is actually quite famous, or should I say notorious in Liverpool. He died of head injuries after being punched on a night out. This happened about 3 years ago. But following our appeal, a local businessman has put up a reward of £5,000 for any information that leads to Andrew's killer. And yesterday, Crime Stoppers told us they would match that figure. That takes the reward to £10,000. Now, if you recall the case, you'll know a handful of people almost certainly know who landed that fatal punch. The police and Andrew's family desperately need to know who did it too. £10,000. Tell us, please. Now, Rav has a bunch of Saturday night thugs who've been caught on camera.
Yeah, and shocking pictures they are too of what some people get up to after a night out in Romford. Keep an eye on this big fella. He's about the tallest of the bunch and he's certainly the ringleader. What's his name? Him and 4 of his mates make 5 against 1, and Mr. Big goes in feet first. In less than 2 minutes he lashes out 16 times against a more or less defenceless man. Hit a man when he's down? With this bunch it's a no-brainer, a condition they want to share with their victim by stamping on his head. It's left to a girl to protect him. He's taken away in an ambulance. When the police arrive, the tall guy pushes a small fry into the frame. It's the big coward we're after. Name him. We think the man in the cap is a calculating serial sex attacker and he's looking for a likely victim. He's on the Stratford end of the number 25 bus route in East London. He follows a woman off the bus, beats her up, and only stops attacking her when her screams alert residents. 3 months later, at Stratford bus station, he's at it again, at 2 in the morning, picking on a travel-sick woman on her knees with illness. He pretends to befriend her, marches her off, and rapes her repeatedly nearby. He has a large nose, is a heavy smoker, and has a foreign accent. His condoms were Bulgarian. Does he live in East London, or just prey on women there? For the sake of innocent women, if you know him, shop him. It's Easter Sunday, and these two are making off after raping a 15-year-old autistic boy at knife point. They run past Alexandra Palace train station in North London. The 2 of them here are being pursued by the boy's brother. They're now being pursued by us. Recognise that circle logo? That red hood? Or those double-striped tracky bottoms? Last month, a teenage girl was stalked and raped in a Bristol street, and police are looking for this man. This is him not long before the attack. He has a distinctive chin, a Cockney accent, round sloping shoulders, and this hands in the pockets walk. If he rings any bells with you, ring us. Now, on that last case, this bunch of keys was found where the teenager was raped. Now, the long one's been filed down, possibly to make a skeleton key. Now, we don't need to know what type of keys they are. Just call us if you know who's lost them. Of course, you can text us on 83199. And we now know he's struck again, this time in Sheffield. A special incident room's now been set up there, so the number to ring is 0800 387 830. And if you'd like to see any of the CCTV again, you'll find it on our website, bbc.co.uk/crime.
We have 40 detectives here. They're all taking calls. We've got other people at Crimewatch staff taking calls as well, but the phones are still very, very busy. Please, please bear with us. If you've got information, keep trying. Now, we mentioned earlier a murder case where detectives found lots and lots of clues, but they were bizarre clues. Among them, a weirdly tied shoelace and bags of rice that had been laid out on a body. The victim was a shopkeeper in Wilson in northwest London. We know quite a bit, but we don't know why was he killed and what do those weird rituals mean. That is all another story altogether.
bread. We've got bread that has been delivered.
I couldn't sleep for about 2-3 weeks. I kept on thinking about him. Now I keep on thinking of his children, who lost their dad. And I also think why someone would kill a person as innocent as him. I keep thinking who killed him. I still feel for him. Normally we open at 8 and close at 11. I work 8 to 6 from Monday to Thursday. I've been working here for 3 years.
Oh, Robert, you scared the life out of me.
And you always fall for it.
Why you do this every morning to me?
Because it always works.
Just go and pick the other banana box.
I'm going.
Go on.
He was never like a boss. He was more like a fellow worker. He always helped when we were working, and he told us how to do things. He would often say that it would be better if some things were arranged in a certain way. He never pushed us too hard. He let us make our own choices.
Where do you want these melons, boss? Here,
just
yeah?
here.
Here? Yeah?
Ah, that's good, that's perfect.
Whenever a customer came to the shop, he always talked to them kindly and greeted them with a smile.
What can I do for you today?
Yams and pineapple.
Yams and pineapples.
My mum's party, you know, she's going to be 80.
Oh, lovely, lovely. 1 second. Oh, Robin!
Yes, boss?
Bring some pineapples and yams.
I can't hear you, boss. Say it again.
Pineapple.
Apples?
Pineapple!
Oh, sorry, boss, sorry.
Pineapple and yams. And bring them quickly, quickly.
Okay, I'm coming, boss, don't worry. Okay, Anna, you off?
I'll be about 45 minutes.
Relax,
I'm
boss.
going to the market.
Okay.
And crisps,
You
no
can trust
eating
me.
crisps.
Listen, would I?
Otherwise you'll become fat like me. Okay,
Appen works from 1 to 11. We work for 7 days, and we rotate the shifts.
What are you saying? You're right.
What's up?
And he went, where you been?
What are you talking about?
Half an hour late.
Oh, chill out, man. Where is he?
He's gone to the market. He'll be back in 45 minutes. You just get to work, all right?
This is my favourite part of the job, man.
Leave it out. Put them back. No.
Let's live it up. You know what I
Let's
mean?
not live it up. All right, I've had enough of this. It's your shift. I'm going home.
Clean up the mess, man.
You're the one who's going to get in trouble. I'm off home, all right?
Apan! Apan, quickly.
Yes, Mr. Seaval.
What time you come this afternoon?
Well, I was here on time. Why?
Are you sure?
Yeah, well, you don't trust me.
No, I don't think I do. Go on, please.
Yo, boss, I'm done. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, Apan. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
I thought he would be sleeping inside. I got really upset. I didn't know what had happened.
As a DI in a murder squad, I'm used to seeing murder. When I walked into this scene, it was odd.
There were things I couldn't explain. Mr. Sivakumar had a white shoelace tied around his neck. It played no part in his death. It wasn't tied tight enough to have killed him. Why did someone put it there? Someone went to the trouble of putting 5 or 6 10-kilo bags of rice on Mr. Sivakumar's neck and shoulders. Was that religious? Was that to hold him down? I don't know. On top of this fridge, we found this ring. It may have nothing to do with the murder, but I need to know who it belongs to. The victim kept a diary in his shop. Monday, 31st of October 2005, and I quote, "Today, I agreed to give 15,000 to Tiger Boys. I believe the Tiger Boys came back shortly before the murder. Who are the Tiger Boys? Were they involved?" I don't know exactly what happened here, but what I do know is that Mr. Sivakumar was assaulted, restrained, and during that, his heart gave out. Did his attackers mean to kill him, or did things just go too far?
Tim, we also know that Mr. Sivakumar was genuinely liked. While we were filming, people would come up, kids would come up and say, you know, look at the actor and say, hey, he was a really nice guy.
That's right.
Really popular man.
Exactly, and that's mirrored in the initial witness appeal stages. People were coming up to us. They genuinely liked him. He had a friendly word for his customers, and they had friendly words for him.
Now, you really don't understand, as you say, this shoe. It wasn't exactly this one, but similar to this. You don't know what that was about. You don't know what the rice was about. It could have been a ritual. Of course, it could also have been someone who didn't intend to kill him, and they put the bags on them sort of almost to hide him, as it were.
Exactly, we've got a completely open mind about that. The point is, they are on there, they must be significant because someone's put them on there. I need some help, tell me what it means.
That entry, Tiger Boys, 15,000, did it say pounds? Or because if it was rupees, that wouldn't be very much.
That's right, it doesn't say. I believe it's pounds, but I don't know. Again, if someone can explain that diary entry, and particularly the relevance or not of Tiger Boys, I'd urge them to pick up the phone and speak to
you don't know that, because of course there's something of almost civil war going on in Sri Lanka with the Tamil tigers. Could these be related to that, or is the Tiger Boys just a local group of lads, or you don't know?
No, Nick, we don't want to get into the speculation about that. That's the words of Mr. Sivakumar.
But you want, presumably, local people, local shopkeepers, to tell you if anything was going on, whether there was any intimidation, whether people were voluntarily giving money, what on earth was going on, presumably?
Absolutely. We need information to make sense of that diary entry and the existence of Tiger Boys.
It could have been just an individual, of course, and I know that one of the people you now need to trace is Apan, who worked there, helped you with your inquiry, went back to his family in Germany, disappeared.
That's right. Jayanthan Anandaraja, known as Apan, exactly, cooperated fully, and he's disappeared. We've got some concerns. Is he safe? We need to know that he's safe and well, and at the moment we can't seem to find him.
If you know where he is, if you can help in any other way, we've put all the details of this appeal in Tamil on the website, if you prefer Tamil to your English. If you do speak good English, well, call us here in the studio. If you know anything about this, just give us a call or ring the incident room on 020-8345 4142.
The biggest influx of people into Britain in the last year has been from Poland. One of them was Camila Gashka, described as an optimistic, vibrant 26-year-old. Just one reason why what's happened to her doesn't seem to make sense. Camila Gashka was a 26-year-old full of life. Never happier than by the lakes near her home in Wilan in Poland. Now her mum and dad have come to Britain to find out how she came to lose her life in a lake in Bedford last December. How she died is a mystery. The police believe she was murdered.
We want to see, we want to be where Camila was in her last moments, what she went through. But at the same time, we are also very scared of what we may see.
She seemed to have plenty to live for. Only the day before she disappeared, she was job hunting for bar work in Brighton. Did she hand you her CV? Could you tell how she seemed? Here she is at Brighton Station on her way home. Did you see her? Next day, she was back in Bedford at her boyfriend's house. But her life began to unravel that night, Tuesday the 13th of December. She headed for Priory Lake in the town. This seems to be her on CCTV at 7:46. Was she meeting someone? Did you see her?
Are we going along the river where Camila walked?
Yes, this is the embankment. So we think that she will have walked along here, okay? The route that we're travelling now in the car is the route that she will have walked.
Some of her clothing was found not far from the visitor centre. Here, at about 9 o'clock. Her body was found here 5 weeks later. What her parents are desperate to know is how she died.
Was it here? Was Camila found here? Life has been turned upside down. Parents shouldn't have to bury the children. It shouldn't be like this.
Forensic evidence suggests Camila may have been dead before she hit the water. So why were some of her clothes found placed by the lake? Why had her entire mobile phone memory been wiped? And where is her missing address book?
Please, please, if anybody has seen or heard anything, even a small detail, help, please. Just look at us. We've had to travel so far to find out why she died. We'll never get her back now. Please help.
Błagam!
I'm begging you.
So terrible to hear what Camilla's parents are going through. Camilla's mother is absolutely heartbreaking. It's possible, is it, that people will look at this and think, well, body in the lake, clothes by the side of the lake, could it have been suicide?
It's possible to think that, Fiona, but there is nothing in our investigations that would lead us to think that. This is a girl who would appear to have everything to live for. Before she died, she was looking for new work. She'd made plans to go back to Poland to see her family, her mum and her dad. She'd actually bought presents and wrapped them, ready to take with her. So there's absolutely no doubt in our mind that she committed suicide.
And of course there's no evidence that she drowned either, is there?
None whatsoever. The pathology hasn't helped us with how she died, but what it has told us is that there is no natural reason for this healthy, fit 26-year-old to be dead. I mean, she's a very, very good swimmer.
So what could have happened then? The killer could have killed her, dumped her body in the lake, and before doing that put her clothes, what was it, her clothes, a coat, scarf and trainers there by the lake. I mean, you've got CCTV, haven't you, which shows what appears to be Camila walking to the lake. Obviously you want to hear from anyone who saw her walking there or saw her there.
Of course we do, yes, especially if anyone saw Camila at the lake that evening, either on her own waiting for somebody or, more importantly, with somebody else there.
And she was in Brighton the day before. We show that there. And of course, anyone who spoke to her there, you'd like to hear from them tonight too.
Of course, either on Monday the 12th of December or previous to that, has she been looking for work down in Brighton area?
You want information about a car seen in Rutland Road, is it, which is where Camilla's boyfriend lives. Of course, she was staying there the night before.
It's the last known address that we have for Camilla before she died. Yes, we're trying to trace anybody in Rutland Road at that area, and we do know that this light-coloured car, possibly a Citroen Saxo, with a front near side hubcap missing, went along that road at about the time that Camilla left. So we're asking that person to come forward. Did he see Camilla or did he stop?
Now, it's very odd that their mobile phone memories in well. I know you're doing tests on that and you expect to find out a lot more very soon on that. Call us here in the studio if you know anything at all. Police have a Polish speaker incidentally in the instant room waiting to any calls from the Polish community. If you want to talk in Polish, you're more comfortable with that than with English. 01234 275 355, or you can call Crime Stoppers anonymously if you want to. 0800 555 111.
Finally tonight, and quickly, we're looking for a bogus firefighter. A guy who promises he is a firefighter. Actually, he steals money largely from women that he's conning. He's struck in 15 counties. He's tricked, that we know of so far, astonishing number of people, 175. He tells them that he needs cash for his train fare to work. He approaches women in car parks, for example. He says he's lost his keys, his possessions are locked inside, please give us some money. Very, very convincing. On one occasion he spent the night at someone's house. He left next morning with £36,000 worth of property. He's now apparently claiming he works for the ambulance service, and he is so plausible. His latest victim was an NHS worker, still was conned by him. The man we're looking for in relation to all of this is Paul Carson, and do please take a good look at him. Take a minute to tell us if you know him, and obviously that is your main concern, Kevin. But you reckon there are lots of other people who will have been conned by him too?
That's right. I believe this is the tip of the iceberg that we're looking for in this case. And clearly he's committed offences on virtually a daily basis.
OK, he's 38, he's originally from Stockport. That's the guy you want to find. Call us here, please, in the studio, or call the incident room on 0845 123 3333. Now, Rav, with the latest calls.
Well, we have had loads of good calls coming in tonight. Do you know what? I don't even know what's hotter, outside temperature today or our phone lines. They've been absolutely buzzing. This is 50 calls, or in excess of 50 calls, on one case alone, the Ilkley Moor attack. Do you remember that was the one where the poor woman was assaulted just while walking her dog on the moor? We have had 6 names put forward for that guy, as well as some very recent sightings, so that's looking very, very promising there. We also showed you a Surrey hammer attack on a 20-year-old woman in Egham in December last year. We've now had 2 names put forward for the attacker, and again several recent sightings. And finally, I'll tell you about the Cheshire sex attack. Now, he's a guy that attacked 2 different women and was linked by that old wonder tool, the DNA. We've now had 3 names put forward for one of the attacker, and one of them, the detectives are extremely interested in. It's very, very positive.
Sounds promising. Details on tonight's other cases are on our website, bbc.co.uk/crime. Our phone lines open till midnight tonight. Keep calling, and from 7:30 until midnight tomorrow.
And we are back after the news with, almost certainly, gathering from what Rav is saying, some more news of our own. That's on Crimewatch Update at 10:40. It's a little later in some regions, but join us if you can.
And Crimewatch itself is back live on Tuesday the 12th of September. Some of the major cases you've played a part in solving feature in a special Crimewatch Solved programme on Wednesday the 30th of August.
Meantime, whatever happens, keep cool, don't have nightmares, sleep well. Good night.
Good night.
My life stops until the race starts. The London Grand Prix. See the world's best athletes. Coming soon to BBC Two.
With 61 cameras, we'll get you closer to the most prestigious golf championship in the world. The Open at Hoylake. Coverage begins tomorrow morning at 9 on BBC Two.
At 10 o'clock, the news now on BBC One with Ben Brown in Beirut and Dermot Murnaghan in London.
Thousands are trapped tonight in one of Lebanon's most dangerous combat zones after the deadliest day of the crisis so far. Many of them are foreign nationals, including British families who feel abandoned in the south.